ẹ wo àwọn bàbá wa, ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, àbúrò wa, kọ́ wà nílẹ̀ ilé ẹ tọ́jú wọn, ẹ gbé wa sókè, àwa lọmọ yín ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa, ẹ tọ́jú wa, ẹ fún wa ní agbára púpọ̀, ẹ fún wa ní owó, ẹ fún wa ní aṣọ, ẹ fún wa ní orí tó dáa, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Supreme Creator, Mother Earth, powerful and divine ancestors, I give thanks for your many blessings and for your continuous guidance. I thank you for bringing us here today in oneness, peace, unity. I pray for all our brothers and sisters in Africa who are dying from poverty, AIDS, and starvation. I pray for our children on the streets of Brazil who are being killed every day. I pray for our brothers and sisters who are overrepresented in prison. I ask you, Supreme Creator, the light of the world, help all the organizations in our community who are working for the liberation of our people. Help them to have unity, strength. Help us to work together in unity and strength. For we know we do your work, and with your strength, we will reclaim Mother Africa and reclaim the minds of our people. But we are so frightened, many of us are so frightened to do things that are necessary for us to gain Mother Africa. Mother Africa is dying, Mother Africa is crying, Mother Africa wants our help. She wants her children back. Help us to go back home. We are the children.
And now, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jeffries. But just before I call him to the platform, I'm sure most of us in this audience would have heard about Dr. Leonard Jeffries and the trials and tribulation that he has been going through recently. And why? Because he's standing up for the rights of African people. Justice, truth, and rights of African people. And we know whenever such a figure is thrown up in our midst, our enemies will do whatever in their means to try and hush them up. Yes, we saw the same thing years ago with Marcus Garvey when he came. They never stopped until they tried to destroy his organization. We saw the same thing again with Malcolm X, with Elijah Muhammad, right? We're seeing the same thing constantly all over the African world. But we need people like Dr. Jeffries to stand firm, because the information that he will impart to us today is vital. It's vital for our way forward. It's information that we need to take in and then act upon.
Sisters, it is a great pleasure to join all of you here in Birmingham during this celebration of African liberation. We need to have these type of celebrations continually so that we can commune with each other, map out our strategies, and prepare a way for these youngsters that we brought with us. Because if we're going to be successful in our endeavors and achieve what we have to as part of our common destiny, we have to have what I refer to as our sacred mission. Some special motivation that moves us beyond our normal tasks and our normal challenges, something that allows us to reach down deep and achieve what even we thought we couldn't achieve. I believe, as many of us do, that what Africans can conceive, Africans can achieve. But in order for you to conceive what your liberation fully means, you've got to master the knowledge and understanding. In order for you to conceive what you really can achieve, You have to expand your mind, your heart, and your spirit. So this means that when we're talking about liberation, it becomes a very personal thing, as well as a very collective enterprise, that we have to remove those enormous shackles that have been placed upon our minds and our spirit. So we're really glad to see our brothers and sisters attempting to move us into a serious African way. So let's give an acknowledgement to the Pan-African Congress movement for bringing us all together here. And I personally want to thank Brother Jeffries for calling so many times to New York. I don't know what his telephone bill is going to be like. 2 or 3 times a day, hoping that I would get here. Knowing that we're in the midst of a very historical struggle in New York, I knew that I could not make it in the time frame that he had said. But the latest cultural processes, you have to see the interworkings of these things. That's why the dialectic of the poles allows you to see multi-dimensions of things. C for concepts, A for analysis, P for processes, forces affecting knowledge, and then finally S for systems. We have to have a systems approach. Systems means the interrelationship of things. Everything is system related. Your family system, how you build your community system, how you use those spaces in the planet Earth that you control, which we call nations, how we use them for a larger African world system. We have to see the states in the Caribbean as transitions to a larger Pan-Africanism. We have to see the states in Africa as a transition to a larger Pan-Africanism. They are not the end-all and be-all. Nigeria, as large as it is and as wealthy as it is not the end-all and be-all of the African model of a territorial state, which might have to be a regional West Africa linked up to a regional East Africa, linked up to a regional Central Africa, linked up to a regional South Africa. And within the contemplation will help start us off on a new path. That when we're talking about anything serious, we talk about economics. In the equation of economics, we have the greatest resource that there is, the African continent. In the equation of economics, we have the greatest resource that there is, other places where African peoples are, that is very important and wealthy. When we talk about economics in the equation of understanding Africanness, we're talking and trained and taught to love and appreciate a white, blonde, blue-eyed Jesus. Until we can move away from a white, blonde, blue-eyed Jesus, there's no African core spirituality that can be developed that will sustain us. But anybody who knows the truth of the... You have to link up with my mother and your auntie. That's why we have to tell our story and tell it to bring out our glory and tell it in an African family way. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Yami kupon atasia nananu. Yami kupon atasia nananu. Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè, bàbá wa, màmá wa, Ìyálẹ̀, Ṣàngó, Yamanja, Ọbàtálá, Ògún, Ọ̀ṣun, Ọ̀rúnmìlà, Ẹlẹ́gbà, ẹ wá, ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, ẹ wá fún wa ní agbára, ẹ fún wa ní orí tó dáa, ẹ fún wa ní ẹ̀gbọ́n àtàbúrò tó lórí tó dáa, ẹ wo àwọn bàbá wa, ẹ̀gbọ́n wa, àbúrò wa tó wà nílẹ̀ ilé, ẹ tọ́jú wọn, ẹ gbé wa sókè, àwa lọmọ yín, ẹ̀yin lẹ dá wa, ẹ tọ́jú wa, ẹ fún wa ní agbára púpọ̀, ẹ fún wa ní owó, ẹ fún wa ní aṣọ, ẹ fún wa ní orí tó dáa.